Welcome everyone to today's episode of Tech Factor. So in this lecture today, we're looking into Sass. So, and if you follow this lecture from the beginning, so you know where we stop. We stop at Sass folders explanation. So where we talk about Sass directory. So in this lecture now, as I promised the other day, that I'm going to make a quick explanation of the meaning and the reason why we am using a particular folder for my Sass project. So now, in our previous class, we only have base and layout as our only folder. But now we have more than one, we have more than two. Now we have a module, we have a state, and we have a theme. Okay, so and why are we using base? Why are we using a layout? Why are we using a module? Why are we using a state? And why are we using a theme? So let's quickly run through it and make a very quick explanation. So I already have a file, HTML file available. So this is, I will use this file to make a quick explanation of the reason why I'm using base and all these folders name. And because if you have a deep understanding of the reason why you're using the names, it's going to give you a broad knowledge of how to organize your Sass code. And from there, you're going to have a very clean and nice CSS file. So let's start from the first one, which is the base. I use a base, and there's a reason why I use a base. When we are talking about the base, is a rules. It is a base rule in Sass. Or this folder is a base rule, and if you understand this rule, you're going to have a very clean and neat code. So maybe there's an error in your code, there's an error in your project, run a debug on it is going to be very, very easy for you. Because why? You already know where the error is coming from. So if you are looking for the error, maybe for instance, it's a button that has an error. You don't need to be scrolling through your 1,000 line of code of CSS. You don't need to be doing that. Just go directly to the folder where button is present. So from there, you'll be able to do the needful and solve the problem in a no time, other than spending a whole day just to correct a little CSS error. So when we are talking about base, they are like the default attributes in CSS or Sass. What do I mean by default? They are almost exclusively single element selector, but could perhaps include maybe an attribute, could include a pseudo class, child selector, and so on and so forth. So what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is this: base CSS or base Sass, this base rule here. Let me put the rule before it. Base rules. They are exclusively almost not all though, almost, or perhaps they are, let me correct that error, they are almost exclusively single elements. I'll stop it there. Yes, they are almost exclusively single elements. What do I mean? Maybe for instance, you want to call a selector, or maybe you want to work with an attribute. So from there, you don't need to be racking your brain. Where are the file? Where can you put it? And so on and so forth. You can maybe pseudo class can be child element, etc. and so on and so forth. So why you're using this base rule in Sass is that now when you are talking about a selector now, if I will assume you already know what a selector is. When you're working with the selector can be maybe like a p tag, an h1 tag. It can be a div, it can be a span, it can be all those tags that has their own unique name. So when you're working on with them and you want that particular tag to have a unique behavior all across your page, that particular code should be inside your base rules folder. So that is for the base. And the second one is for the layout. The second one is for the layout rules. My keyboard is acting up. The second one is the layout rule. And when we are talking about the layout rule, they are like the divider of your page. They are the dividers of your page. And they divide your page into sessions. They divide your page into different sessions. So layout, let's just write it. Layouts are like the divider of your page. They are like the dividers of your page. So what did they do? If they are the dividers of your page, what they did is they hold one or more modules together. They hold one or more modules together. Hold one or more modules together. They hold one or more modules together. So for instance, maybe in your layout now, you have a page, and in that page you want to make the page to look like you want to import some other components in that page. You import different components from different locations to that page and put them together in a single file. So what layout will help you to do is layout will organize those external components that are coming from somewhere else, arrange them and organize them together and make a page out of it. That is for the layout. And the next one is module. And module is very, very important. It's very, very important. So if you understand it, it's a good one for you. So what will module do for you? Modules, they are the reusable code or the reusable parts of your design. They are the reusable parts of your design. They are the reusable parts of your design. They are the reusable part of your design. For instance, maybe you want to you are making a sidebar. Making a sidebar. What is going on here? A sidebar. I'm making a sidebar, or maybe you are working with an admin dashboard. And the components you have inside this particular folders, you want them to be reused. You should be able to use them again over and over again. There are more examples to to this. So this is just a few I can think of right now. So these are the things that you put, the things that you will need to use over and over and over again inside your module. So that's the function of the module. And the next one we have here is the state. The next one we have here is the state rules. The state rules. And what is the state rules? The state rules, what the state rule does do to your page is a section that describe how your layout, your module will display in a particular state. For instance, the state rules, let's say it's apps. Let's say it's apps. It helps to arrange your page for let's arrange your page for to display at a particular time for a particular display. So in short, we can say what the state rule does for our page is the media query, in short, because the state rule is what will help us to arrange how our module and how our layout will display when it's on a big screen, when it's on a medium screen, or when it's on a small or extra small screen. So that is just the function of the state. For instance, you can say you are using the state rule to manage the media query of your page. Simple. And the last one, which is the theme. Well, the theme rules is not all pages that use a theme. It's not all pages that use it, but even though you don't use it yet, there's nothing bad there if you just have the knowledge of it. What the state rule does for your page is the state rule hold and the theme rules. The theme rules hold how state rules look like in a particular state. This holds how state rules will look in a particular state. In a particular state. So what this means is this. State rule can just say state rule just carry the colors or the visual effect of your page. For instance, if let's say your navbar display a white color when it's on a big screen, and now when it's on a small screen, you want that background color to change to something like black. So you can put them in a state rule, or maybe you want to organize how the screen with the color of your page you display. Maybe you want to have a white color or you have a black color. You can use the theme rules to organize that. So that is the function of all these folders that we used here. So thank you everyone for your time, for staying this far. So in the next video, we're going to be looking into how we can apply this knowledge to our page, and we use Sass to organize and to arrange our page, even though if it's a previous past project you've done or a fresh one you are working on, how we can apply it to them and make a good sense out of it. So thank you everyone for your time. See you in the next video.